trunk.
It's all right.
Listen, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally okay. I'm not clicking in like the actual Twitch window to make changes that I should be doing in OBS or anything like that. It's fine.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, listening to us, even live here on Twitch, or video on demand on YouTube, or in your ear holes on the podcast, wherever podcasts are available. Yes.
Slippity slappity, back in the new. I did it. Nailed it. 10 out of 10.
I am not Team Maker. The gentleman you see actually on your screen at the moment is Mr. James Atkinson.
Morning, everybody. And it is morning.
It is.
Who is this guy? Deny.
Don't let him in.
One of these days, Will's going to get sick of that joke.
But today is not quite that day.
You know, every single time, James, you do it. Yep. It doesn't get old for me.
Yeah, episode 1000. Dear God, James, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm still doing it. Hey.
As long as Google makes me use their damn program, I'm going to keep making that joke.
Fantastic. Well, so we got stuff today. We got stuff to talk about. We got what we've been playing. We've got some bits of a content dump flying in. But I think we're in the mood to talk about what we've been playing first.
Sure.
I just feel like switching it up a bit.
It's season 6, man. We've been doing this format for 5 years. It doesn't matter if we switch it up a little bit.
Exactly. It just throws people in a loop, and they go, "Wait, what?
Leading with video games? I came here to have you guys talk about masturbation in a gas station parking lot, and then what you buy afterwards. I mean,
tissues to clean yourself off. Obviously, is the answer to that.
Yeah.
Right. So, shall we start with the big one? Let's start with the big games in the room that we both have been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Formula of the One.
Yes.
2019 and 2020. Racing Rivals. We did that last week. We did it as a part of a Mega Monday. That went well.
I'd say so for you. Austria seemed to fit your driving style.
No, but that was Crashes on Us.
Oh, Racing Rivals. I thought we were talking about because I thought we were talking about chronological order because we did Crashes on Us first.
We did. Austria was very good for us. It was very close for us, and we decided to do a first. We decided to do 2 runs same time. So you could watch both of us at the same time and give us a little bit more of a competition in there because we had to get not only a good time down to try and beat everybody else in the league, but ourselves a little bit of a back and forth between. And I think it's fair to say we once again had a stream of 2 halves, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you wasn't having a great time with Austria at all, was you?
Fucking turn 4, and then turn 5 into turn 6. Just, I don't know how I lost so much time.
There's theories that you may have been taking too much curb.
I wasn't taking any curb. I think it was all about not taking the racing line. Or there's the racing line and then there's the fast line.
Yeah. Could you have been scrubbing off too much time rather than braking, rather than just easing through it?
I think the problem is that in my quickest run, it was almost just a lift and coast through most of that. And then as I got more frustrated, I started bringing the brake pedal involved. And it's just like that little tap to like kind of make sure you make the turn. And that little tap can kill you. Because then like you're just not set up, because turn 3 flows into turn 4, flows into turn 5. And if you scrub your speed off too much at turn 3, you're dead to rights in the other 2 turns.
Turn 3 is that really awkward corner, though.
Well, turn 4. So turn 4 flows into turn 5, flows into turn 6.
Yeah.
And that's where if you scrub the speed. Turn 3, turn 1 to turn 2 to turn 3, I thought I was pretty okay on. I was consistently either like a couple of tenths, like a couple hundredths of a tenth behind or ahead of my time. So, that was consistent.
It's just getting into turn 3 because it's a very weird one, because it's a 90-degree angle, but it's also uphill. So you have to sort of judge where you're going to brake for it, because of being really tight. You can lose so much time there because you're still going uphill until you turn that corner.
And you want to brake late, but you don't want to brake too late because it'll send you wide, and then you're done. But you also want to kind of cut the corner and almost like turn it into a 45 degree, so it's a 90 degree that you kind of want to take at a 45 degree angle.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of, and then you also need to make sure you don't take too much of the curb because track limits.
Yeah, because track limits are a bit of an arsehole in 2019. Yeah, I mean, I was fast. Was I the fastest? No. Tracker 57 this week has beaten both of us.
Yep.
Into 4th, at least. We've still got one really big gun to go. That's in contention for 4th place at the moment, and that is Bionic JT. We've got Dougie still to go. We've got Liam potentially still to go as well, if he is around and not busy. It really is one of those ones you have to get consistent to get a good time on, Michael, and it's just, quite impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, that's having thing me. You have been summoned, JT, yes. We were talking about when your run is for Austria. It was a good run. I think it was a good run overall, even though you weren't happy with it. A 106 is a good time.
Yeah, it's for me. Like the thing is that it wasn't like I was upset with the time. It's that I was upset that there was more. Like there was more to get.
Yeah,
and then it's like you get frustrated when you're sitting there and you know that there's like tenths of a second on the table, and you just can't get there.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to show it, but I just couldn't get a 105. There was a one moment I was close to it, and then I got to the final straight, and as I was accelerating along, it came out at 1,000th of a second slower than my best.
At least the nice thing with Austria is that it's a quick lap. So you can really bang it. Sector 2 is the killer sector. We just talked about it. The way turn 4, 5, and 6 all flows together, if you don't nail it, you're losing like 3 to 4 tenths of a second. It's brutal.
And in a way, it's like Canada, which is the next track in a couple of weeks for us, because that is a very quick track. You can do it in less than 112.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, it's, for being slightly longer, it's still very quick because you've got the last straightaway before the Wall of Champions on that chicane. Ooh, it's big, it's harsh, it's, it will devastate your times if you hit that wrong.
Yeah, because it stops you dead. It doesn't let you bounce off. You just hit it and it goes boom, and you're like, well, that fucked.
Whoa, smack, oh dear, done. And then we had Monza.
The Temple of Speed.
Yeah. Or in my case, lose the back end, or you go around the Cava Grande, smack into a wall, ricochet across the other side of the track, hit the wall, and retire.
To be fair, you did bring a non-wet setup to a wet race.
True. I took a gamble. Yeah. I took a big gamble.
I mean, just where you are in the points, you needed to.
Yeah. I need to do something to get back into the championship because, 1 or 2 more races time and that's it. Championship done.
Yeah, I had one move, did it on Bionic at the beginning, and then just once again, like you said, it's a tale of two halves. With me, with Crashes Are Us, sometimes it's a struggle to be quick and do fast. Then comes Racing Rivals, and the consistency kicks in, and the more randomness that I can control comes in. And yeah, it was just get ahead of Bionic, and then just build the lead, and just hold it until, we got onto slicks, made the switch over at the right time. Yep. And then, Bionic was quicker than me. He was quicker than me by like 0.3 of a second. But he had a 3-second time penalty and I had a 15-second lead. So there was, he could be as quick as he wanted to. He just didn't have enough time to catch me. As much as he wanted to drag race me down the straight.
Which is like, nah, dude.
I'm good. I'm good. Because you could probably build 3 seconds on me. I'm good. Maybe next time. Yeah, maybe next time.
Well, we do have Singapore, which the potential for us being in the top 3 positions is high after practice we did last week.
And the potential of wang damage is high, too.
Yeah. What else is there? I mean, let's have a look.
The potential of it being in the wet is high. The potential of me not getting a podium is also high, too. Because Singapore is not conducive to my style of driving. I'm very violent on the wheel in Singapore.
Yeah, we got to be a bit smoother on it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you actually turn the wheel. Loud. Good morning, Chris. Did I hear you come in? I did hear a
He's here.
Mm-hmm.
But he may not be here. Chris is dealing with driver issues, so obviously it means it could have also affected his that's not the picture. What picture is this? Yeah, there's that. It could have also affected his audio issues. That's Chris' image.
So yeah, right. Other stuff, I've been playing more NASCAR. I've been plowing through to get my car faster. I did the first season. I finished 11th in the championship, which is quite good, really, considering the car you get at the start you have to build up, and it's a bit slow and a bit shit. I was supposed to play Borderlands 3 twice last week, but couldn't because I was waiting for a phone call. So I decided in the meantime to play a game that was released on Games with Gold called Planet Alpha, which is a side-scroller, and it's in the same sort of vein as a Limbo, as an Inside, as games along this sort of era. And yeah, it was quite nice. Quite not huge on the puzzles. There's quite a lot of stealthy elements because you don't want to get caught because you will get shot to shit. It's quite nice. Nice afternoon play. Game complete. So that one done. Played Snooker 19. I had the final. I lost in the final 3-2 because I just missed one shot, and then Judd Trump comes along and just beats my ass. We played some more of Borderlands 3 with Gio and myself, and I played some more Black Mesa. Progress was made in both. That's all I've been playing. What else are you playing this week, James?
I'm looking at my Steam library right now. I tend to forget sometimes because I don't spend... We all know what I spend the majority of my time on. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
I've dabbled a little bit more into Scarlet Nexus. I'm going to probably finish off that game. I've heard it's not too long, so that's interesting. Mainly because it's also a game of 2 protagonists. So you have 2 main story routes.
Yeah.
So I'll finish off one of those. I've re-downloaded Greedfall because they came out with new DLC. and a
Nice.
gold 4K edition of the game, which is you can upgrade the game for 4K if you're already own it, and then the new DLC is like $6. So I was like,
Nice.
hey, why not? I've been getting super excited because RimWorld is getting its next DLC,
Okay.
which looks freaking amazing. They have ideologies coming in, so you can basically set like what your colony's ideology is. Like, you know, do you want to be just like looking at them? You know, like they're like the one that they show is a pain is virtue, flesh is purity, and cannibalism. So,
Yeah.
like, flesh is purity means that there is no putting bionics and stuff on your characters. Pain is a virtue, everybody's masochists, and cannibals means cannibalism is fine. And then, so like, then they have like precepts like cannibalism is fine, body modification can't use, drug use is prohibited, pain is idealized, meat eating is mildly required, comfort is ignored, scarification is fine, preferred bed is a slab. And then like you can choose like female clothing, blindness, corpses, you know, how your colony feels about all this. So it changes the way your colonists feel. But also it changes how your colony looks. So like the way the carpets and the way the way the stuff that you would make changes depending on the ideology of your colony, which is really cool. Apparently they've also, the guy who makes RimWorld has also talked with a lot of his modding community, and they're actually folding a lot of the most popular mods into the game, the main game. With the modders' permission, of course, because it is a paid. There's a free LC and then a paid DLC that adds this. So hopefully there's some kind of agreement there. But it's just great to see that this game is getting another upgrade. I guess the other game we should talk about. So Scarlet Nexus. We talked about Formula One. I mean, there's only one game we need to talk about.
Yep, Bit Swifty.
Yep, Bit Swifty. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Football Manager is back. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football Manager's coming home to TGWPIS. Right? That's how that song goes. I'm pretty sure.
That's one thing I did forget about last night when I was playing Rocket League with J-Dub, because I also played Rocket League for the first time in a while. As soon as I hit a goal in, I had that in my head, and it's like, it's going home, it's going home, it's going, that ball's going home.
It's going in. Yeah, so the Swifts is back. We started on Monday, or not Monday, I started on Tuesday, because Monday was the recording day, because as we all know, the weirdness of YouTube is that like the day I record it is not the day it releases.
Then he took it for a drink on a Wednesday, and then on Thursday and Friday and Saturday they chilled on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. So we had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday episodes. Mm-hmm. Then Friday afternoon we had something that I called R&R, Racing and Recap.
Right.
And it was a fun little stream where we got to talk about the save. It's kind of what I've committed to it. I'm going to give you guys 5 videos a week plus a recap stream, just to kind of like sit and talk about the save, goof around, play a game or two, and then go on from there. And then those saves get uploaded to YouTube. But it allows the save to be a bit more interactive than it was previously. Because don't get me wrong, love the YouTube comments. We have to talk about the fact that the like all you guys watching it has been absolutely amazing. It's doing the first 4 videos are better, have more views than like the last 5 videos of Corby Town. And that gives you any indication. Like, this series is starting off and is more popular and has great an adoption than Corby Town, and I appreciate that, because there's always this. Will tell you, I was hemming and hawing about doing this thing for a while. Like, when do I do it? But the fact that there's an adoption, people are liking it. There's a lot of craziness that goes through, I'm happy about it. And it really makes me want to keep making videos. So I'm excited to do that. Also, the recap streams are mainly used for how does James pronounce Scottish names?
Yep.
It's like, is that Glenhoch? I figured if I roll my Glenhoch, I'm just sitting there going like, okay, we're in Scotland. Thank God we're not in fucking Wales. Is that because Welsh? But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I took my time to learn how to pronounce Inverkeithing, and I've done that. So I know how to pronounce the city that the team we're playing in is in, which, by the way, is just north of Edinburgh, across the river, on the Fort Bridge. You take the A10 or the A90. It's the A90 to the bridge, and then go over, and then that's Inverkeithing.
And then when you face any teams around the Edinburgh area, you go, "Oi, Ducky, I'm up to visit you."
Apparently, as Raz has been telling us, because Raz, which we'll talk about in a second, and shout outs, has been telling me like, hey, this is a this is a local derby because they're within like a 10-minute drive, and this is a local derby. These are all teams from Fife. I'm like, okay, so should we just name say the first season James plays every team in Fife? That's what it seems like. We played our first cup game against Edinburgh University, and I'm like, oh great. And then I looked at the team. I'm like, Football Manager not realistic here. I'm pretty sure Edinburgh University is not paying a player £100 a week to play on this football team. That might be me, but there you go. So it's a lot of fun. If you're interested in Football Manager, it's a great time to start looking at the series. If you're not interested in Football Manager but just want to come around and joke around, that's what the recap streams are for. They're not taken seriously. We sit there just as a recap of this recap stream. We talked about the kits I've got hanging on my wall here, which is an England kit that I picked up at Harold's during the 2004 World Cup.
Right.
I've got a Tottenham kit, which my brother bought for me. And then I've got the third kit for the Hillfield Swifts. So, 3 kits. 2 English, 1 Scottish. So there you go. We talked about that. There was tactical breakdown of why I play the tactic that I do, how I develop like a corner tactic based on the players we have. That we put into a YouTube video. Do you really want to watch 15 minutes of me positioning my center back in the box to explain why it's the optimal position based on an in-swinging cross from a right-footed taker so that it will affect the keeper and it'll have it so it can do a flick onto a striker and or make a goal? Not really, right?
Yeah. No.
Even right now, half of you guys just went like, is there a third place game on for the Euros today? Why no FP3? Why no FP3?
Yeah.
Michael, luckily you'll be able to see it tomorrow at noon. That's when the recap stream goes live on YouTube. YouTube.com/TGWPIS. But yeah, it's been insane. It's been I've been happy to be back to Football Manager. I've been playing a kind of a save, but that's over with and done. Swifts is my only save now. It will stay my only save, which is how I keep it fresh. And Scotland's weird in like the transfer windows and stuff. So there's a winter break apparently. Fuck. Like, you get a winter break. I'm like, there's a winter. What? What now? And sadly, we got bad RNG, folks.
Oh.
We got bad RNG. Brexit happened.
Right.
And unlike some of my other saves, Scotland decided to stay a member of Britain and not break away and remain in the EU. So now I'm stuck with like very intense like work permit regulations, which is fine because we're mainly working off domestic players anyways, how low in the leagues we are. It's going to be guiding Corby. Once again, this save is different from Corby. Number one, it's in Scotland. I didn't want to venture too far home from my roots, but we're in Scotland. But we're focusing a lot more on domestic players because we have to. Because I don't want to have a team of 17 Brazilians and be like, hey, look, we're going to win the Scottish Cup. Can any of them speak English? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
They're all from Corby.
Can speak Scottish?
They're all from Corby. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Scotland becomes little Brazil.
I mean, Inverkeithing is a port town. What are these shipping containers coming from Brazil for, James? Don't worry about it. Let's just sign it and get it over to the training ground. It's good. Don't worry about it.
Why are there holes in this?
There's no hard or soft barrier between Northern and Southern Ireland for this kind of stuff. That's okay. We can just let them through. It's like we sign them for Irish clubs, and then we buy them from the Irish clubs. Because they're not they're still part of the EU. Stonks!
Hello?
Donks.
There he is.
Stonks.
Good.
The drivers are still not totally fixed, but at the very least I can talk.
Yes. Because Windows Update.
It wasn't even the Windows Update, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's Wacom versus NVIDIA.
Shadowplay trying to get up on your shit?
Probably not Shadowplay. Because I don't use Shadowplay. I don't have any of that set up. I think it's just the graphics drivers and the way 3 monitors is working.
I had something weird like that happen with me last night. I was working, I had my 3 monitors, and my monitor shut down for 2 minutes.
Yep.
And then they all turned back on and it was fine.
That sounds about right. The problem is that mine shuts down and then turns back on real fast, but then it's super laggy.
Huh.
So I think it's a conflict between the drivers and the Wacom.
Yeah. Audio drivers are the worst to deal with when it comes to streaming. They're the worst. It is the worst. Audio is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I'd rather deal with a bitrate issue than an audio issue.
Yeah, my audio right now is having problems piping between voice meter and voice mod.
Ooh.
So right now, this is actually just a direct stream. It's not channeling through anything. It's just going straight into my DAC and then directly into...
Sounds good.
Yeah, it didn't go onto only the left side, which is very nice. It monoed it, and I'm not sure why, but I'm okay with that.
I remember those days where you'd be talking like, Chris, is there any reason why you're only in my left ear? Are we all DJs now?
I think it is. I genuinely think it's because the actual DAC itself, it only has 2 input ports. So I think what it is that it's doing an input on left and then an input on right. And then it's passing it all in.
So what you're saying is it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't downloaded the drivers for this. It's been plug and play since day 3. So, it's just it's doing its thing. But we'll see. I uninstalled all of my drivers and then reinstalled everything. So fingers crossed it'll work. We'll see.
It's hoping for you, dude. Did you manage to get anything played between this this Major League update fuck up?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't seem to affect games. It only seems to affect when I'm doing Unreal Engine and Blender.
Right.
With games, I've been playing obviously Mighty Boys.
Mighty Boys.
Mighty Boys. So we've been mining. It's been a good time with Mighty Boys. I've been going about just digging up rocks. I bought 9 destroyers.
Fucking hell.
And because they're gonna get cycled out, they're eventually gonna die.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the big misconception and thing that turns off a lot of stuff. A lot of people from Eve is that you get blown up. That's fucking inevitable. It's going to happen. your most expensive ship will die. It's just a matter of time. The goal is to inch your way to being able to replace it relatively easily.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing right now. I have 9 destroyers. I have only 1 kitted out. I do need to do more mining trips into deep space to bring in like some real money makers, but at the moment I'm doing all right with that. I did start production of a shit ton of rockets in a region where there are 0 rockets for sale. So I'm cornering that market for right now. But overall, good time. Overall, good time. Let's redeem it. Ooh, we got skill points. I just logged in. Beyond that, I have been doing master difficulty on Terraria.
Ooh.
Any mods or just basic?
Just basic. Well, so I don't know if there's any mod packs that are supported on the new patch yet. At this point, I'm sure, but at the moment, I'm just running vanilla for that.
It's not like vanilla doesn't have enough to do for you to do in the game that you need to mod it.
Right. There's even like there's more shit than the last time I played too.
They're like, oh god, it's the last update. Meanwhile, makes update 2 get 3, 3 months later.
Yeah. So I had accidentally killed the first boss off stream because I was just building outwards. I was just building horizontally. I was taking care of some of the stupid chores off stream, which was literally just building horizontal planks in a straight line for literally an extra hour. And then on my way back, it was just like, hey, I'm a spawn. Shit.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So I fought it, and I skirted by that. I wish I was streaming at that time, and I wish I had the foresight to turn the stream back on, just so that it got caught. But, the fight was more intense than I thought. So I didn't. That's good shit, though. The only thing that I got out of it that was really all that different was the shield, which gave me a tiny bit more armor. No, it wasn't even an armor shield, so it didn't give me more armor. So then I did fight it like right away on the next stream.
I whooped its ass.
I got. It wasn't an easy fight, but it wasn't a hard fight.
Yeah.
So the next ones are Skeletron and which I need to kill Skeletron. I really need to kill Skeletron. And what's his name? Eater of Worlds. So I gotta kill Giant Worm and I gotta kill Skeletron. Skeletron's gonna be the hard one. I'm building an arena for him right now. I'm probably gonna do most of the building of the arena off stream anyways, just because that's a lot of time eaten up. But yeah. There's that.
Cool.
That's pretty much all I've been playing.
Fair enough. That's cool. Shall we, before we go into the news, let's go into shout outs because I have 3. We have 3. Well, we as a collective have 3. The first one, about boss defeating, I want to say, and I did do a message on Twitter to her. Don't rage quit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has been doing a run on Dark Souls 3, wearing spiky armor and killing bosses and killing things just by rolling into them.
Ah, yeah, the pinwheel run.
And this week she beat the twins.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, apparently it took her over 40 minutes to do the fight because you hardly take any points of damage off them by hitting them by rolling in with the spikes. But yeah, big shout out to her because that's something I know I couldn't do.
Yeah, it's tricky.
But yeah, that's a top thing to do. So big congrats, Rach. Hopefully you can go on to complete it if you haven't already.
Hell yeah.
Other shout out that I have is going to be Tracker 57. There's going to be no Sunday service tomorrow. There's going to be no Racing Rivals tomorrow. We are going to be hosting from both of our channels, Tracker 57, who's doing a trackathon, 12 hours of quizzes, including the next installment of Last One Standing, on behalf of Team TGWPIS. So he'll be raising money for Extra Life. So good luck with that. I hope you get plenty of laughs and a lot of money raised, because it's going to be quite different, quite unique experience. And I know, James, you have a shout out as well.
Yeah. This is a cool opportunity, and something that I think in 5 years on this show, and what would we say, 7 years total, Will, of doing podcasting, I never thought would ever come up. So Raz, the friend of our show, he was in the chat, all of our chats, came up to me with an interesting thing. Now, as we all know, I have to reference back Football Manager. I know, God, but please, it's only a slight reference. He came to me and said, "Hey, I signed up for the amateur team of the Hillfield Swifts." Now, the whole premise of this version of Football Manager that I'm playing is based on the fact that Raz played for them as a youth and played in their youth development. So I said, "That's awesome, man." And he goes, "Yeah." So they're looking for a sponsor for me, because they have amateur and they sponsor players. Would TGWPIS like to be my sponsor? And I went, well, I got to talk to the boys first. And you guys all agreed. So to show you how meta my life has become, TGWPIS is sponsoring a Raz who is playing for the Hillfield Swifts amateur team, of which I am doing a save of the Hillfield Swifts professional team in Football Manager. And apparently, if he has great games and stuff like that, he will come out, and it'll come out on social media and say, like, he scores goals, he got a man of the match, made a great defensive play, and we will be added on it. So it's going to be this interesting thing. So number one, good up on Raz for wanting to get out there and play again. That's awesome. Number two, up the Swifts, everybody. You have a team. If you don't have a football team, now you have one to root for. It's the Swifts. Not because I'm playing Football Manager, but because we know somebody who plays for the team and is sponsored by us.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Just how weird life gets sometimes when you're sitting there just like, yeah, I'm going to play Football Manager, but I'm also going to sponsor, up the Swifts. Hey, look, the man of the hour approves. We were just talking about your wonderful gesture and the fact that we're now sponsoring you to play in for the Inverkey thing, Hillfield Swifts amateur version. Isn't it like the 2000s? I forget what their name. They have 8 different teams, but yeah. See, it's weird. It's kind of funny how everything comes full circle. So it's a self-perpetuating cycle. If you don't root for the Swifts, because I play Football Manager, root for the Swifts because Raz plays for them. And the Swifts are now my Scottish football team, hands down. Done. We've handled that. Tottenham is my Premier League team. Corby is my lower league team, and the Swifts are my Scottish team. Why? Because I'm an American. I can have these kind of allegiances. I don't know.
You can do what you want.
I can do what I can do what I want. You can't. And also because I don't know any of the differences between why this could. You can't do that. Why can't I do that? Because of XYZ. Well, luckily for you, I've never lived in your country, so I don't understand the hatred between these random things. Because it's still legal in some towns in England to shoot at Scotsmen coming into your town with a longbow.
The weird old laws, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It's illegal to die.
Tie your giraffe to a light post in Nevada.
Yep.
Still illegal to tie a giraffe to a light post.
This is very much.
Who thought of that, though? Who thought that?
Obviously, the people whose light post was damaged by tying a giraffe to it.
I got a great idea while we're on the stag night. There's a zoo over there. Shall we go have a visit to the giraffes?
Well, there's some weird ones in the United States too. How about in Arkansas, it's illegal to honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m.
Is that because the sandwiches might get scared while they're trying to sleep?
I don't know.
I wonder if it was because of horse deliveries.
It might be. No person shall shout the horn on a vehicle at any place where a cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m. In Delaware, it's illegal to whisper in churches.
So you can only shout.
This explains a lot, Chris. You remember when the pandemic was at its worst and how bad Florida was?
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, it is illegal to wear masks or hoods covering the face in public. That explains a lot!
Yeah, that does. That does. Connecticut, even. A pickle must bounce.
Yep.
Otherwise, it is not known as a pickle.
Mm-hmm. In Georgia, it is forbidden to eat fried chicken with a fork and knife.
So they've made it so damn crispy and good.
Yeah, but immediately I think, like, what's big in the South, Chris? Chicken and waffles.
Yep.
You eat that with what?
Well, you can eat the chicken with the waffle, so.
Well, what you do is you get your piece of chicken, on the top of a waffle, you get another waffle, put that on top of the chicken, you get your hands, you get the waffles, and you go crunch together and nom.
Maryland, it is illegal to swear. It's a misdemeanor charge of $100 in public.
Registering as married at a hotel is a legal marriage in North Carolina.
Yeah, I could probably actually marry people in that North Carolina. That's probably one of the states I'm allowed to do it.
In Nebraska, you can't get married if you have an STD.
That is interesting.
In North Carolina, drunk bingo is banned. How did this happen?
How you fuckers?
In Wyoming, you must hang artwork.
Oh my god. In
public buildings.
In Tennessee, you cannot share your Netflix password. By the way, like Tennessee, like only 40% of the state actually has access to internet, which, by the way, is declared a basic human right by the United Nations. So, yeah. How does it feel? Tennessee, gonna throw some shade on you right now. How does it feel to be a third world country? Not giving your people basic rights. I like this one. In Wisconsin, cheese has to be delicious or at least highly pleasing.
What? How are they going to test that? Because that's subjective.
I don't know. I mean, do you get a refund if the cheese is not highly pleasing?
This cheese was shit. I want him shot.
All right, let's see some of the crazy English laws.
I just noticed something. We never updated our about for like a year.
Yep. Since
my name changed.
I don't. In what? This?
Yeah.
In
yeah.
Twitch?
The TGWPIS. It still says Chris Hergelman.
Hey.
Just noticed this after what, a year?
I mean, things move slow. Don't look at the YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. It's I walked away and never looked back.
I love some of these laws. I'm looking at some of these English laws that are weird.
Oh God, yeah.
I have to do it in like the Boris Johnson voice. All beached whales and sturgeons must be offered to the reigning monarch.
I like that it's beached whales and sturgeons.
Specifically beached whales and sturgeons.
Beach otter? No, that goes back in.
Trout doesn't care. Bass? Sea bass? Nope. What
random
other
panda?
oceanic fish are there? Any oceanic fish doesn't matter. Sturgeon. Only sturgeon.
Only sturgeon. Here's a great one. It is illegal to be drunk in a pub. Under Section 12 of the Licensing Act of 1872, every person found drunk on a licensed premises shall be liable to a penalty. Furthermore, in the Licensing Act of 2003, it is an offense to sell alcohol to a person who is drunk or obtain alcohol for consumption by a person who is drunk. So not only in 1872 is it illegal to sell booze to a drunk person, in 2003 it is illegal to be drunk in a pub. In 2003 they upped the ante. It is illegal to sell booze to a drunk person.
I'm really, really hitting hard trying to, get people to clean up.
I love just the name of this one. It is illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances.
Ah, yes. Suspicious salmon handling.
MPs are. It is illegal for MPs to wear armor in Parliament.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not illegal for them to wear armor. Illegal for them to wear suits of armor. They're allowed to wear pieces.
Yeah.
Well, you never know when an insurrection is going to happen. Piece of chest plate. Fuck you, guys.
Does England have a drinking problem? Because I'm seeing a lot of things that involve alcohol. Number 5 is it is illegal. It is illegal to be drunk and in charge of cattle in England and Wales.
Yep. Put it this way, we're a country that can help you, even though it's illegal for places, to get arseholed very quickly.
It is illegal to activate your burglar alarm without first nominating a key holder who could switch it off in your absence. The key holder should be able to respond within 20 minutes with being called to stop the alarm.
Makes sense. That racket that when a burglar alarm keeps going off.
It is illegal to impersonate a police officer or a soldier, even at a fancy dress party or Halloween.
Yeah, well, that's enforced. Oh look, these cosplay outfits of a police officer.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm pretty sure that the police have not changed the uniform to show that much midriff and that little skirt and those kind of fishnets. I don't think that is the kind of police officer that will be arresting me. It's the kind of police officer I would want to arrest me, but not the one that will arrest me. Under the town police clauses of 1847, a person cannot keep a pigsty in front of their property unless it is hidden from public view.
Huh. People getting jealous about them pigs.
Well, yeah, they want their own pigs. Have we got one more? Then we'll move on to the content.
They're gonna make it a really good one then.
Yep, you've got to make this one an absolute banger. So let's see.
Okay, this is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 2 because they're quick.
Okay.
It's a pandemic relevant law. In London, it is illegal for a person knowingly with the plague to flag down a taxi or try and ride the bus.
Yeah, they should be isolated.
This is before COVID, by the way. This was in effect.
Pre-COVID plague.
Pre-COVID.
I got a cabbie moan at me yesterday because I didn't ask whether they'd take cards or not. Right now, considering we're in a pandemic situation, and considering there was a law brought in saying that anything like contactless should be the first option of paying, that kind of goes against what what the fucking current laws are.
Little bit.
And the last one, Will.
Yes.
Did you know that up until 1998, it was legal to cause a nuclear explosion in England? Because under the terms of the Prohibition and Inspections Act of 1998, it is now illegal to cause a nuclear explosion.
Oh, now illegal. In the up to the 80s, fill your boots.
No, not 80s. 1998.
Oh wow. So yeah, up until just before the millennium change, fill your boots. You want to set nuclear warheads off?
You do what you please. Go for it.
Go have a town. Go up to Scotland, find the warheads. They're there.
Get one of those nuclear submarines. Launch one from there. You go for it. You have fun.
I mean, let's
1998. Can't do that.
Let's be fair. It's what you used to do to test nuclear devices. I mean, let's not talk about some Pacific Islands.
Oh yeah, no, those are wow, spicy.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Pacific Islands in the United States. It's fine, guys.
That's because they have Godzilla there.
No, that's the Japanese problem. It's not us. We didn't cause any problems.
No, wasn't us.
Wasn't us. Didn't do it.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly. Midway? Never heard of it.
We did nothing. Honestly,
did nothing wrong.
So, content dump time, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries, because want to try and be more inclusionist to
everybody.
Yeah. So let's start off with something very nice. But it's a bit of sad news to start with. The dog that we became Fallout 4's dog meat very sadly passed away recently. It was last week, I believe it was. So Xbox, in its honor, is donating money to the Montgomery County Humane Society to the tune of $10,000, which is very, very nice.
It's nice. I mean, it's low for Microsoft, but it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, true, but it's June 27th. It sadly passed away, but I mean, it's 10,000 more than what they had.
This is accurate.
So yeah, good on you, Xbox. You could have added an extra 2 noughts onto it, but that's okay. That's I mean, you could be worse. You could be Sony, who are charging people to upgrade their Death Stranding to the Director's Cut on PS5 for an extra $10.
Yep. Because if you want more craziness in Hideo Kojima's masterpiece, it's $10. Though what they've added is very interesting.
New story missions, know that.
Yep. Did you cargo launchers where you can shoot cargo and missiles.
Yes. Ramps so you can jump over stuff.
The fragile racing track where you can race against your friends in Death Stranding. Finally, the wheel. It has its meaning. They bought this wheel for a reason.
Use my thrustmaster on it. Hey!
They've added different guns, more upgraded melee combat. They've added a shooting gallery. They've done a lot. It looks good. Like, it looks like they've added more content to it, which is what you'd expect.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth a tenner. And would I pay for the tenner for it? Yes, because
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima fanboy. Let's be fair, it's what I do.
Mhm.
But there's been no mention of it on Steam yet, so I don't know if it's an exclusive to PlayStation or not for like the beginning.
Yeah, might be a timed exclusive.
Probably is a timed exclusive. Steam. If I go to Death Stranding, I go to store.
Because it's out in 2 months, isn't it? It's September 24th?
Yep, no DLC for the game.
Yeah.
Catch you later, Raz. Good
Bye,
luck.
matey.
Good luck with the internet. But yeah, I don't know. So, but people will pay the tenner. People won't pay the tenner. People will complain.
People will complain.
People won't complain.
And lies will just go on.
Exactly. People will blame Hado.
Yeah.
Though I think it's a Sony move.
It sounds like a Sony move.
Because Hado is just kind of whatever. You bring Hado onto your game show and he talks about the apocalypse, genocide, and World War II. You know, Hado things.
Nice family-friendly content from him. You know.
Jeff Keighley leads with Hado Kojima. Jeff Keighley then also realizes he probably shouldn't have led with Hado Kojima.
Yeah. Right, guys, we need someone high energy, we need someone happy. What are we going to do? Hideo, my best mate, what you got for it?
Japan is very difficult right now. It is very much like World War II. Whoa! Don't worry. We've got the main actor from Far Cry 6 coming in here. Well, I'd like to think the character's like Adolf Hitler. Whoa! Okay, game time. Actually happened. He's like, where did you draw your inspiration from? He's like, Gaddafi, Stalin, and Hitler. I'm like, wow, okay, that just happened.
I mean, if you're gonna make a bad guy, make him really fucking bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's like the greatest hits. Genocide's greatest hits.
How do we make people hate this character? Oh, I know. Let's delve into history.
And speaking of Ubisoft and wanting to murder things, it seems like they're going to want to try and kill off the Assassin's Creed series. Because the next Assassin's Creed game is going to be a live service game.
Oh, you love to see it, right? That's what we want.
Fucking, that's what exactly want. Because when I saw Anthem come out as a live service game, I thought, yes, we need more of this. When I saw Outriders come out, more of this, please.
The Avengers.
Oh, Avengers.
Oh God. Oh God. Please,
Destiny 2, but Destiny 2 is probably the best live service game out there, but it's also free to play the base game.
Yeah. Division 2.
Division 2 is not that bad. At least it has a decent single player and multiplayer you can play besides from being live service.
I mean, here's the thing. You already know my hatred for Ubisoft because of the whole, assaults and rapes cases that have popped up during last year. That still, the directors and other people working on this new Assassin's Creed are the ones that have got away with it. And now they're adding live service to it. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. How much more does Ubisoft want to do to make sure I don't want to play their shit anymore? Well, new shit from them, because, their old shit's on my backlog, and fuck, I bought it.
Will, that's the beauty of Ubisoft. Just play the old shit, and it's the same as the new shit.
This is a good point. That's a very good point.
This is coming from the company that gave you Far Cry Tribal, which was the exact same map as Far Cry 4. With almost the same creature, just the creatures reskinned and different weapons. And that was it. And they made you pay full price for it. Unlike what was it? Blood Dragon? which was $15 and a joke.
That's another thing. That's another thing. Far Cry 6, their season pass. What comes with it? Oh, look, it's Blood Dragon remastered that they want you to pay for again as part of the season pass.
That game doesn't need a remaster. Let's look at there are other Ubisoft games that deserve a remaster. Before that,
I just Beyond Good and Evil. We're still waiting for that sequel that they look like they fucked up, which they're probably not going to get anyway.
oh yeah,
The Crew too, right? And this is something that you may have seen by Jimmy Broadbent. He played The Crew 2 and went, oh, they've got Laguna Seca in this. Let's go have a look at this. It is nothing like the track, the actual Laguna Seca. The corkscrew is not on a hill. It is as flat as a fucking pancake. They completely screwed that up.
it's just
Dust.
God, wow, they have a lot of subsidiaries. Holy crap. Game list.
And it's mostly the same shit to do across different little areas, JT. That's the other thing. It's like, make it different. But I know people will still, be apologists for Ubisoft. And I know people will still go, it's my favourite franchise.
Listen, you can like the franchise and hate what they're doing with it. You can like the franchise and hate the people who made it.
Yeah, I went to that point where I just went, no, I can't buy it. I just cannot buy it anymore.
I'm just trying to look through some games that they have that could do for a remake or a remaster. And is it bad that I'm scrolling through this and nothing is jumping at Beyond Good and Evil? Why don't we just get a Beyond Good and Evil remake, a remaster? Like the base one. Just remaster that before the next one comes out. That sounds like a good job.
The Skull and Crossbones game that they were supposed to be making seems to have disappeared.
Oh, this is a game that has not aged well. Remember back in November 8th of 2011 when Ubisoft Shanghai came out with the masterpiece of a game, Michael Jackson, The Experience 3D?
That Michael Jackson takes on the Martians.
I don't even want to know what that game is like.
I have no intention on experiencing anything beyond the music produced, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a dance simulator?
For the DS.
I mean, I remember Michael Jackson Moonwalker on the Mega Drive. And then finally. Sony had another state of play. They gave us an update on Deathloop, which is coming along nicely. I am intrigued by it. I noticed they have blatantly used a teleporty system thing for moving around areas that Arcane used in Dishonored. I'm not sure whether I'm not sure about that, to be honest, whether it would fit it, but we'll soon see. Will,
do you know who's developing Deathloop?
Yeah.
It's Arcane Studios.
Yeah, so they can use their own system.
It's their own tool set, yeah.
Yeah. I look at Deathloop as this. It's one of those, it's like a Rage 2. It's not something that looks like it's my jam, but I can appreciate it because it's Arcane going, hey, let's just try some weird shit out.
Yeah, I want to experience it because it does look like it could be a fun game.
Oh, and as of 17 hours ago, Deathloop won't hit Xbox until September 2022.
Wow.
Not surprising. There's been a lot of like slowdown because of just everything that happened last year. So a lot of the projects that were supposed to be kicked off for this year are getting slated for later too.
Well, no, this is going to be coming out September this year. It's just being pushed. It's a 1-year timed exclusive.
Yeah, it was one of the last contracts they signed before they got bought out by Microsoft.
Yep.
But Microsoft is good to their word. I've stated that all the exclusives and things that were signed up for before they bought them, they will be honored.
Well, also, here's a question for you, Will. Can you play your PC games on your Xbox?
No.
You can't do a shadow play thing where you can play some PC games on Xbox?
Not unless you use a cloud, I believe. But
okay, well, because Deathloop is coming to PC it was releasing for PlayStation 5 and PC. So it's like Microsoft is like, no, we don't get it for Xbox, but it's still coming on PC.
Yeah.
I know.
A shame that 90% of people use our platform. Oh,
so
we're taking a real hit on this.
It's that thing, though, isn't it? It's just that it's just the people just complaining again because they want it on their system the way they want it.
My console is better. My console is better. Yeah.
My watered down PC is better. My watered down PC is better. PC users, why am I watering this down?
My Mac is better than your PC. Oh wait.
Hang on. Is your Mac better than my PC? I only have one question for you. Are you a teenage Scandinavian person making EDM music? If you are, then yes, your Mac is better. If you aren't, then
no, it's not still.
Then it's not.
Yeah, Tracker, what we're saying is ditch the Mac and get the PC, mate. Yeah. Good. Right, yeah. That's our advice between us three and you, mate. Yeah. Good. Right, fantastic. Yeah, so other games of worth that I saw during the State of Play, there's a game called Fist. That is, you're a bunny in this like a power armor thing, and it's a side-scrolling action. And it looks to business because it looks like there's mechs in it as well.
You'll be fisting a lot of things.
Yeah, we'll be fisting a lot of things.
That fist into a lot of holes.
Yep, going right up.
Elbow. Dare say elbow deep sometimes.
Yep, pretty much full on in. Right in there.
They had to know when they made that game.
They had to.
How
could they not have known?
Oh, of course they would. They would. It's an acronym for Forged in Shadow Torch.
No,
but we know what they're on about.
Forged in Shadow. Like
what does that even mean?
This is a game I would expect that Devolver Digital is coming out with. Right? So you'd be like Shadow Warrior 3, the Fist DLC, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, no. That makes sense, right? Everybody yep, good job, Devolver Digital.
Was it Scum? Was the survival game?
What was it?
Just like Scum.
Yep, Scum, genital jousting.
Well, genital jousting but Scum actually was an acronym. It's like a survival camping or some shit. It was an acronym, but I mean, it was they just called it Scum because they had fun with it.
Yeah. And there's also a game coming out called Sifu, which looks almost like a 3D version of an Alan. It's a John Wick game. What was that? Alan Wick, for fuck's sake, man. John Wick, but without the guns. Yeah.
His cousin.
Yeah.
His cousin who wrote for him, before things happened. He wrote in a book, I really like your dog, John. Please look after it. Alan. And
it was a letter he didn't find till the fourth movie.
That's how Alan Wick gets out of shit, because he just calls for John, and John just comes up and shoots all the supernatural stuff, and they're going to go, oh shit, John Wick's on the way. Fuck this, we're off. So yeah, but Sifu, it's a beat 'em up, and it looks very, very good in terms of there seems a brutality to it, like that most games don't really have. And it is from the team that brought us Absolver. Ooh. So that could be published by Devolver Digital. That's really... Oh, and they did do another gameplay showcase of Lost Judgment, which is looking particularly epic. And I know that James will be looking forward to that one.
Which one?
Lost Judgment.
Lost Judgment.
Yeah, the sequel to Judgment.
Yes, when these games make it their way to PC.
Yes.
Because...
But hey, I played it before you. I can tell you what it's like.
I mean,
yeah, so
it almost feels like it's more serious than Yakuza. But at the same time, like, you're sitting there like, it's a serious game about a murder plot. At the same time, how old is the main character in Judgment?
Oh, I don't know now. Is he mid-20s, 35s? You know, former lawyer turned private eye.
He's still a lawyer. He still has the badge.
Yeah, he just chooses not to use it.
Yeah. Okay. In Lost Judgment, he's 38.
Bloody hell.
All right. He's 38, and he's going into a high school, infiltrating a high school, and like, let's think about this for a second. He's 38-year-old man.
Hello, my fellow kids.
He has a skateboard too to go around the high school. This is not lost on them.
Please tell me he does the meme.
Oh, people have already made the meme about him. I hope they add it in, because let's be honest, like these are the guys who have made the Yakuza games. Like they have their finger on the social like zeitgeist. Who's the director? Let's look at who's the director. Oh, and it's using the Dragon engine too. Which is you'll love to see. It is Ryo Gattuso.
It looks the absolute business.
It does. All right, so the guy who is directing it. Let's go down here. The creative director. No, hang on. He was not. He was the guy who came up with what was it? This guy doing? Company position role. Okay, for Original Judgment, he was the executive director and the guy who helped base the story.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hell yes. He was also the executive director and the general director of Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Nice.
And this is the guy who oversaw basically all the Yakuza games. Yep. He was the executive director and general director of the studio that oversaw executive director from Yakuza 5 onwards, and was like a member of like the concept and setting guy for like all the Yakuza games. So how can this be bad? It can't be. It can't be.
Yeah. It's got it's one of those ones that roll on September.
Like, I'm excited because I can tell you that I probably can't play this game right away, but I will be able to watch people stream the shit out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And Judgment 1 is so slick and smooth. Like, let's be honest, like Yakuza, like the later Yakuzas, and Will, as somebody who has played through all of the Yakuza games this year.
Yes.
Like, all of them, even like leading, and you're playing through Judgment, right? Or have played Judgment?
Yeah, I played Judgment after it.
So, Kiryu, as much as it is like slick and the combat is fun, is still like a brawler. He's slow, wide punches, wide things. Where Judgment's main character is quick, nimble, dodgy, kind of. His combat flows a little bit more.
He's you know, his fighting style is different because with Kiyu it's full on power, smash.
So that's another thing to look forward to. Also, like
brawler versus finesse. I think best way to say it. So you were saying?
That's what I was going to say. And then you've got Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Hobo magic.
Hobo magic. You've got Hobo magic, hostess powers, S&M beatdowns, and baseball bats to the face.
Pound mates.
And pound mates. Did you want to summon and a massive cock that will come and fight for you?
Yep. I think that's the best play to end the show. Getting people to think about a massive cock.
Massive cock. Massive. Remember, folks. Oh, I can press the monocle button. I'm going to press the monocle button.
You're not even a real country. You're a principality of France.
There you go. For those of you who wanted to know what the monocle button did, I'm excited for the monocle button. Remember, folks.
So,
it's not a real country. It's a principality of France. Well, where are we on the extra life?
At the moment, we are still on $469. If we raise another $31, we will trigger the first milestone.
Great.
Of you and your European flags quiz.
People just don't want to see me do the flags of Europe.
Well, not yet anyway, because the big one will be for tomorrow for Tracker to get him underway. But yeah, we also reached $1,000. I will be playing Balance Lot again. Great, lovely. But for $1,500, us three will play Phasmophobia. So if you want to see us shit our pants in the non-literal form, because if you want to watch someone do that, then hey, this ain't the channel for you. Yeah. But yeah, so help us out. If you can donate, please do. But I think that's it. I think we're done.
All right. Let's go in the same way we came out with this awesome intro that I've only played twice. So this intro can be the outro to the intro.
True.
So there we go, folks. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, funk.